We have some retirees going on right now. Jon Lester has announced his retirement as well. He's been with 5 teams over 16 years, 3 World Series appearances, and is a champion
Championships.
3
Not just
times.
appearances.
I'm sorry. Yes, I'm terribly sorry. 3 World Series championships with the Red Sox and the Cubs, 5 times All-Star. Your question, Brad, is I think on point. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Now,
I know we won't know for years, but
right, we got 5 years. Now, there was somebody in the VIP group on Facebook who outright said, before anybody brings it up, he's not a Hall of Famer. And to that I say, sir, yes, he is.
Ooh.
I would put Jon Lester in the Hall of Fame. Now, not only was he a 3-time World Series champion, he played significant roles on all 3 of those teams, especially as the Cubs coming in as a vet, somebody who had won it before on a team where
Absolutely
very few people had. That was significant to me. But really, I mean, I feel like he put together a strong career.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, a career 3.66 ERA. I don't put a whole lot of stock in wins. But he averaged 15 wins a year with the win-loss percentage of 631. I don't know. I feel like he belongs in the Hall of Fame.
I don't know how I feel yet. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know. I think part of me is worried that the Hall of Fame is getting presumptive a little bit. Like, well, here's another guy. We got to, he retired and we all love him right now.
Got to find a way to get him in.
Yeah. And that really bothers me. But he does tell part of the story of baseball in this current era, right? So we, to your point about the Hall of Fame being a museum, I think that justifies his admittance at some level. Now but if we look at the Hall of Fame as the greatest of all time and this shrine to the best of the best of the best, then I don't know. So I have to kick that around some more before I definitively say, and I'm not just being politically correct. I really just am conflicted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I understand it. So if you look at Baseball Reference has some Hall of Fame statistics that they use to kind of compare guys with other Hall of Famers. And his career WAR was 44.2. The average career WAR for a pitcher is 73 in the Hall of Fame. Right. He had a 7-year peak with a WAR of 34.6. Average for a Hall of Fame pitcher with a 7-year peak is 49.8. So he's a little low. His WAR per 162 is 3.3 compared to 4.5. He's definitely not a guy who you're going to be like, yeah, absolutely. Like he's a unanimous Hall of Famer. But I could see him getting 76% of the votes because, like I said, the significant role that he did play on those teams and the guy who he was that those teams needed those years to win the World Series. I think that's one of the things that puts him over the top and gets him in.
I agree.
And he was a nice guy, right? It's not like he was popping on picking fights in the dugout. And
that's exactly what I was just
like
say.
Kurt Schilling. So everybody likes him.
Yeah. Yes, I totally agree. I just think that's part of the problem we're running into is that everybody likes him. And so maybe, he comes in the culture club. Maybe the culture club is what lets him in, And that makes sense to me. It makes a lot of sense. As far as like sheer performance, I just don't know yet.
Yeah.
Good thing
they do compare him to Roy Halladay, who is in.
Yeah.
Justin Verlander.
Expected.
Zach Greinke, who, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Interesting.
He's up there. He's like I said, it'll probably be close and it might not be the first year, but I think he gets in.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to another one. Francisco Liriano has announced his retirement as well. 6 teams over 14 years. He last played in 2019. 69 games he pitched with the Pirates. He was part of the Astros 2017 World Series run. Let's call it a run. And he was an all-star in 2006. He's not getting in the Hall of Fame. I don't know why.
No, he might get into the Hall of Solid. But not the Hall of Fame. That's for sure. But no, I mean, he was
solid career though.
It was a solid career, and I feel like he's one of those guys who I recognized the name as soon as I saw that he was retiring. He wasn't somebody who I was like, Francisco, who? It's fun to say, but I can't.
Francisco.
But no, He put together a solid career, nothing to snub your nose at. I think he should be proud of the career that he put together. I think he did a great job.
I agree. Now let's go to my favorite announcement of this. We're talking Melky Cabrera has announced his retirement. 15-year career, 7 teams, last played in 2019, 133 games with the Pirates as well. Part of the 2009 World Series Yankees team, one-time All-Star 2012.
Yeah, another Hall of Solid guy, I feel like.
Exactly. He's not going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. But no, and another, like I said, solid career.
Yep. Absolutely solid. Something
to be proud of, and good for those guys. I don't know that it's necessarily going out on their own terms because they both last played in 2019. They probably sat out 2020 and then just didn't really hop on with anybody in 2021. And that may have been they may have been debating whether they wanted to play or not, waiting for the right situation to pop up. But
yeah, and it didn't, obviously.
Yeah, I wonder if the Pirates, I wonder if losing with the Pirates though played a significant role in them being like, I can't do it anymore. It's
right.
It's not fun. It's not fun.
Why are the Pirates so bad, Brad? Why are they perennially terrible?
Because they develop players and then they sell them off. The Mariners did it for a long time. It's not the way to win because they're like, we got to get prospects, and then they just trade away once their prospects are ready to go. They don't hold on to them because they're trying to flip guys to get 4, but maybe 2 return, and they trade them trying to get 4 more for each.
Yeah, it's not Monopoly.
It's a never-ending cycle that doesn't ever pay off.
Here's the thing, though. If the Pirates were able to be good, okay, same with there's a handful of other teams that come to mind, but if the Pirates, I think particularly, were able to be successful, even every 5 or 8 years, we could justify 2 expanded teams, expanding the league 2 additional teams.
It's true
because they can't, and they're not the only ones that cannot win.
The Orioles, yeah,
right? Then we cannot expand the league, and it makes me so mad.
I know, and that is the problem, is that you have teams that don't know how to run things. That it's like, well, if they're that bad, how much worse would they be and other teams be if you added 2 more teams? That is the problem that I have with expansion, is watering down the talent level.